Hi, I'm Sam and welcome to Nerd Ratio. Today we're going to be looking at a Kenner Aliens toy from way back in the day. You can see that it was sold at KB Toys for something. $11.99 was from Bell Books and Comics. I'm just going to peel back this sticker just so we can see what it sold for at KB Toys. Quite a few of those at the day. Looks like it originally sold for $7.99 and then was clearanced to $4.99. Now, I'm not sure that Bell Books and Comics bought those way back in the day at that price, but however they got it, I can't remember exactly the price I paid for it. It was $11.99, that's right. So, let's see. That's not too bad. It's really not. I paid for more for some of these guys via eBay. And then when you buy locally at your comic book store, you're not paying for shipping. So, just look at this nice packaging. Nice ooey gooey alien right there. Aliens, the second movie logo here. This was a time, our childhood, late 80s, early 90s, that rated R movies got action figures. Kind of bizarre. This is the Warrior Alien. It's a vicious alien attacker. It's one I never had as a kid. The plain looking alien is actually the Scorpion Alien. So that's kind of weird. See on the back here, Warrior Alien is actually displayed as black, but the one I have is blue. I'm not entirely sure what the deal is about that. I have the Snake Alien. We'll have to do a review of that sometime. As a kid, I had the Rhino Alien. I have the Mantis Alien now. I traded some of these aliens for Star Trek, the Next Generation figures as a kid. I don't know what I was thinking. I just had these a while and took them for granted, really. You can see the Rhino Alien and the Bull Alien have kind of a similar gimmick, but they have different heads onto the same body that kind of pops up, and you see a Gorilla Alien way down at the bottom here. Let me move that up so you can see it. And a variety of aliens for sure. It says that dark, empty, silent. This is deep space, and vicious aliens are attacking. One force has the guns and guts to face these ugly monsters. Send in the heavy metal. Send in the Marines. The invasion is on. So it says copyright 86 and 96 here. So I think 96 was the year we got the toys here. There was this is Kenner, of course, maker of many great things from our childhood. Usually low on articulation, of course. But there was a cartoon that was in the works at some point that was ultimately scrapped for these Kenner aliens and the Mega Marines. So if they can't, this one didn't. But some of them came with little comic books, and all the Marines were still alive. Which, of course, if you've seen the movie, it didn't quite work out that way, did it? This alien has articulation here, 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 here. So we got 5 points. Does the tail move at all? So we got 6 points. Of articulation. It looks to be molded in a transparent, not just translucent, but I mean clear, transparent plastic, and then frosted over. I almost want to see if it's, I can't tell. It looks that way for every single joint of the body, which is kind of interesting considering so much of it is covered in this blue. If I had 2 of these bad boys, I absolutely would try to get all the blue off and just have a transparent one. That would be kind of interesting. All right, let's take a pause for just a second, and then we're going to put him on the turntable. You may notice some stuff from some other reviews kind of in the background there. The package was too big for the turntable, which usually hides small pieces for the next review. All right, let's pause and get a 360 view of this guy. Here you can see him rotating away. I never recall seeing this guy as a kid. I'm not sure if this was... It doesn't seem to indicate that it was a variant on the package or anything like that. I do remember seeing the black version of this mold packaged with a Predator, Aliens vs. Predator, which at the time I believe it was Dark Horse had comic books out like that as well. But this was certainly a dark toy line of a sense, but... having not watched the movies as a kid, I think I watched a few minutes of the TV version of Alien, but I don't think I watched the Aliens until well after this came out. I really enjoyed the idea of just fighting monsters and aliens. That I understood it spit acid and it melted things, and I understood the chest burster part. I think maybe I saw trailers or something as a kid, but I got the general idea of what happened. But I really enjoyed fighting aliens. So for me, I didn't like the Mega Marine scale or lack of articulation. It didn't matter as much for the monsters. So my Joes actually were the ones. You see, that's a FSS hit and run with his awful stubble covered up with some similar green paint. It's slightly different, so I smeared some on his arms as well, so you can't tell that there's a tone difference. But that's who my Joes fought, is they fought these aliens. So for Kenner, it was not unusual at all for it to have very little articulation. You can see height here based on that. I've also got my handy dandy ruler somewhere close by in the floor here so that we can tell height by it. Actually, I don't see, there it is. Whew, man. All right, so we can tell height by this. You've got a whopping 5-inch figure. Of course, the Joes at the time were really truly 3 3/4, and then now, of course, rather than being truly 3 3/4, they are actually more along the lines of 4 inches. Some of them even slightly more. You can see some shadows there of my cloth, so I'm moving my light. But he is a pretty impressive guy. These little things are molded differently. His tail isn't very flexible, but it is flexible a little bit. It's got a little bit bendy to it. It's less rigid than the rest of the plastic. Like I said, if I find another one of these at some point, I will try to remove all the blue so that I can have a clear alien. I think that looks pretty cool. But he's going to join my display shelf of Kenner aliens. I do want to give you a comparison shot of him with some other aliens. So we'll spin him around one more time so you can see the detail. Even though the articulation is not that great, the detail is really, really good. Now, not all of my aliens are out at the time, so I've only got 2 to kind of compare him to. And that's due to me building some new shelves and things like that. So some of my aliens are in storage, kind of buried in the bottom of my closet, but I do have this, which was my favorite alien as a kid, and I had to go rebuy him. This is the Mantis Alien. You can see that there's a great difference in the sculpt. They really played with the animal idea. And then, of course, I have the Snake Alien, who has this action feature. He pops out there. He's very hard to get to stand up on his own. For a long time, I had him wrapped around a little plastic display shelf that actually had holes in it. And so I had him wrapped through, kind of coming off the edge. I don't know if I have any surviving pictures of that, but he too was often a monster my Joe faced as a kid, but I had to rebuy him. But here we have this alien. I've also got a flying queen somewhere, and a couple other things. My son plays with them, isn't scared of them. So, as far as the detailing goes, the detail looks great, but the way the blue actually detracts from the paint apps. They should have kind of frosted a bit less, and I think it would have allowed the details to pop, and then also would have shown the transparency. But this is transparent, and you see that transparent green has a silver kind of wash or dry brush type thing over top of it, and it's done just enough to where it allows you to see it. And then also, not only is its teeth painted here, but we also see red on its teeth, so this alien has been eating. And here we see clean teeth, so not a lot of paint apps. It's a little less movable than some of the others because that's entirely bendy. This, it feels like it's in a more straight pose. This is it's gonna have to stand in that pose, and you're only gonna be able to move its arms up and down and its head to side really, and it's not gonna look right except in this pose. But still, yeah, it's a good shot at our standard alien mold, but with a unique twist, and I like the color blue. It holds up today. I know that some people really like reaction figures, And this was a couple bucks more, and it's the real thing. And look at the detail in comparison. Okay, I know you're trying to look through a plastic bin, but look, there's just not a lot of detail there. I'm not a big reaction fan. Just go buy the original. Seriously, go look one up. It'll look great. I may try to pick up a second one of these. I'd give this guy a 8 out of 10. Obviously, even I'm considering the era that it came from. Came out today, I would have expected more articulation and probably a little more paint here and there. But for its time, I'd give him an 8 out of 10 just for the amazing sculpt and the unique way it's transparent with some blue frosting over top of it. And it looks somewhat scary. It looks like the Arctic version of the alien. This guy's in the jungle, or these two guys are in the jungle. This guy might be able to survive in the ice. So, thanks for watching. Hopefully I'll do some more of these Kenner aliens.